Alright, hey guys, welcome back to another solo board game playthrough. Today we're playing a playthrough of Skara Brae. So this is the newest game by Shem Phillips and Garphill Games. This just delivered alongside Anarchy, but I didn't get the Anarchy because I'm not a roll and write person. So this here is a resource conversion. There's a bit of worker placement, but it's really about engine building and resource conversion. So we're going to be getting a ton of resource, hoarding a lot of resources, but it's going to create a lot of waste, and then we're going to have to deal with that waste. So I'll kind of go over things as the game progresses, but the basic round structure is we're going to draft some cards in the multiplayer game. In the solo game, we're going to have a stack of 4 cards, then 3 cards, and 2 cards, and choose a villager or another card, get some resources, place our workers on the different things to do different actions, rinse and repeat that for each stack of cards. So that's 3 times a round for 4 rounds, and then the game is over. The objective of the solo game is to get at least 45 points. 55 is like a really good score, but 45 is the base for winning. And everybody in a normal game gets these 9 tiles here. So we have furnish, cook, craft, clean, trade, and 4 different gathers. And then we get a 10th tile that is a kind of unique player ability. And really the objective of the solo game, too, is to see if you can win with each one of them. There are 8 in the base game plus 2 with the Kickstarter. We also have in the solo game these tasks and focus cards, and what these do let us take extra abilities but at a resource cost for some of the cards. And then the other card is just we have to complete this by the end of the game in order to not lose those points. So we have to have our furnish track on at least the 5th space by the end of the game, or we lose 5 points. And then these here are going to be different things that we can do to spend those resources to get additional actions. And if we don't complete these by the end of the game, we get -2 for each of those. So furnishing, we have to spend the resources up here to move on this track. So we would spend 2 wool or a hide to move up on this track. We have to spend that many times per the value of the next space over. So in this case, we need to spend 1 set of either 1 hide or 2 wool. This here at the end of the game, we'll get 1 point for each villager in our village, or 2 points we get down here, and then we get a set of points for each set of different villagers, with 4 different villagers being the set count. Cooking lets us convert any of these things down here to the thing below it. So a shell and a barley will give us a food. A fish or a rabbit will give us a food and something else. What is this? A sheep? Sheep will give us a food, a hide, a bone, and a wool. A deer will give us a food, a hide, and 2 bones. And a cow will give us 2 food, a wool, and a hide and 2 bones. And the value 1 to 4, we can cook value up to 4. So we can do 2 fish, or a fish and 2 shells, or so on and so forth. Crafting lets us upgrade the tiles. So the value down here is what resource need to flip it over. It creates a more powerful action, as well as gives us 2 points in the game. Cleaning is how we get rid of our midden. So as we go throughout the game, we get more resources. We make more midden. We can clear that midden off and then turn that midden to a hut. The hut allows us to not have to feed our workers or our villagers at the end of the round. Trading, we can trade any of the same amount of resource a certain amount of times based on where it's on the track next, and then spend a knife to get the thing below it. That scores us points in the game. And then the gather action, we'll get the resource depicted there. The gather action also allows us, when we get a villager, when we place the villager underneath here, we'll get the resource depicted on each gather tile equal to the number of that symbol in our area. And then we have our 3 options here for our starting tiles. We can forage. This lets us take we can spend 2 food or 2 bones to take 2 gather actions and get a knife, which is really nice. Tend land lets us clean, or we can remove a midden or gather 3 times, and they have to be 3 different gathers. Or we have hunt boar, which gives us the possibility of a new thing, which is a boar, and then we get that boar, and then we can cook that boar for 2 food, a hide, and a bone. And the upgraded gives us a boar and a knife and 2 extra hide. The tile, this lets us do it 4 times, and then the forage lets us 3 times. Ooh, these are all tempting. So the knives allow us to get an additional symbol when we place our settlers, our villagers. I'm really torn on which one of these I want to do. The forage is the Kickstarter bonus one, so maybe we don't want to do that one. Let's hunt boar. I think that's interesting. So we're going to hunt boar. So we get little boars that aren't available to everybody. Now, it doesn't really matter because we're playing solo. But all right, so we start the game off by 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. And we're going to set these up here, and we're going to draft from these. So we're going to choose of these 4 cards. So the cards basically are the villagers. We will place the villager underneath, get the resource depicted over the many symbols, and then if we can activate this ability at the bottom. These stone balls give us 2 points in the game, and then every time we play one, we get a knife equal to the number of stone balls in our area. So we'll get 1 at the beginning. There are hut cards that are just like this, except they're worth 2 victory points, and then there are utensils, which let us get less midden at the end of the round and let us cook an extra value, so we can increase our cooking value. But I think I want this this guy here. So we're going to start off, we're going to discard those. This lets us get at least 1 wood, and I can pay a knife to get additional symbols, so I can get 2 wood if I wanted. But I think I just want the 1 wood. But then more importantly, I want the rabbit. So when we have to add more things, we slide this down. And now we're going to start producing midden at the end of the round. So we've done that. I think now, what do we want to do? We probably want to grab some resources. So we'll go here, and we're going to get ourselves a stone. And that is the end of the first turn. So at the end of the turn, we're going to retrieve our worker back, and we're going to draft more cards. Okay. So we have this guy will get us a barley. We've got a hut here, which will prevent us from having to pay for him for food at the end of the round. And we have her, which will let us get 2 wood, and then we can convert the two of the wood we get into a deer, which could be handy. I think that's actually what I'm going to do. So I'm going to grab this person. These get discarded. That's going to get us 2 wood. And then this slides down because now we need to make room for it. And then we're going to spend 2 wood with her ability to get a deer. And I'm going to use this action, gather action, to get a wool. This will become very clear in a moment. And that's going to be the end of our second turn. Now we're on to our third turn. So here's one of these things. It gets us a hide immediately, lets us cook an extra amount, and lets us get 1 less midden. I think I like that because we need hide for furnishing, so I think I kind of like that right now. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to take this. This gets discarded. We get the hide. And we are going to place on the craft action and spend the wood. Spend the stone and the wool to upgrade our craft tile, and so let us cook at the end of the round, which I think is a very huge thing for us. And that's going to end the turn. So we can cook for a value of 5 now, which this is a value of 3, and that's a value of 2. So we can cook both of those, which we're going to do. We're going to cook this first. That's going to give us a food, a hide, and 2 bones. Then we're going to cook the rabbit, which is going to get us a hide and a food. We have to move over on this. We have to feed our villagers, so we're going to spend the 2 food to feed our villagers. And then because our slider is on 3 midden, we're going to gain 3 midden, but we actually get 1 less midden because of this. And midden is basically just the resource that's going to block up our stuff. And it gets us negative points at the end of the game. So we definitely want to try to get rid of it as best as we can. So we've done that. We can freely move. We can freely move our resources around so long as we don't move the slider. The slider can only be moved by clean action. So we can remove midden or slide it back a space. We can't slide it back right now. Okay, so that's the end of the first round. Pretty quick. So let's prepare for the second round. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We're going to gain a second worker. Now we have a small worker and a big worker. The big worker, or the small workers, only 1 worker can be placed on a tile, but a big worker can be placed with 1 small worker. So it's a way to use an action 2 times in a round. Okay, let's draw up. That could be nice. Also, but that gives us a rabbit, which we need rabbits to take this action. But do I want this? I think we're okay for now. We're going to take this. So these get discarded. We're going to gain ourselves a stone. Yeah, we'll gain ourselves a stone. And a rabbit. And then now, got to keep in mind we've got to achieve these. We're going to furnish. So to furnish, we're going to spend a hide to move up on this. We need to get this up 5 spaces, so we need to keep that in mind. I kind of want to hunt a boar. So I'd spend my 2 things to get a boar. That could be fun. I think for now, actually, I'm gonna do slight mulligan. I'm not gonna get this stone. I'm gonna get a wool and spend a knife for a second wool. Because I'm using the knife to make a second symbol there. Because we're gonna furnish a second time, and we're gonna furnish that and that to move up on this. Because I need to set 2 sets now for that. Okay. That's going to be the end of my turn. We'll pull our workers back. We'll pull these up and see what we get. I think I'm going to take this girl here. So that gets discarded. We get seaweed and we get a fish. Can I find the fish? I can. Okay, peep this. This is what we're going to do. We're going to activate this card. So to activate that card, we spend 1 of each. Either 2 fish, 2 rabbits, or 1 of each, which we're going to spend that. To do a craft action for free. And we're going to craft this by spending the wool, or the hide and the bones. Just flip this over. And then now when we go here, we'll get a boar and a knife. And then we can cook that boar for a ton of stuff. So that should help us out here. I think the first thing we're going to want to do is clean. Do we want to clean? Maybe we want to clean. Can I clean for... we'll gather a barley. Right now, and then we're going to clean. So cleaning, we have to spend either 2 or 3 of these items, but they'll all be different. So we're going to spend 3, being the stone, or no, sorry, the seaweed, the barley, and the wood, and we get to remove 3 midden. So we remove 2 midden and slide our slider down, and then we get a hut. And again, this helps us not have to feed our people at the end of the round. Okay. Our turn is done. We'll pull these back, flip this over. Okay, we're going to have a lot of people we're going to need to feed, but that's okay. We're going to go get her here. It's going to get us 2 of these and a fish. And actually, I'm going to spend the knife for a 3rd seaweed. We're going to activate this action by spending the 3 seaweed to cook, and we're going to cook that fish. It's going to get us a food and some bones. We're going to spend a worker here to spend the 2 bones for a boar and a knife. The boar is going to provide us 2 extra food, and so we'll have 3 food in the hut, and the hut will prevent us from having to lose a worker or lose a villager. So let's go ahead and spend this here for a barley. We can cook that barley at the end of the round as well. So our turn is done. We're going to do end of round effects. We're going to cook. We can have a cook value of 5 because of this. The boar costs 3 to cook, so that's 2 food, 2 hide. And the hide's great because it's a nice generation for moving up on that track, so that's an extra hide. And then we get a bone. And then we cook the barley with the remaining amount of cook value to get a food. And then we spend our food to feed all our villagers plus the hut. And then we get 1 midden because it's 2 minus 1. And that is going to be the end of the second round. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. We get a 3rd worker. All right, let's flip this over and see what we get. I kind of like this for right now. I think I'm going to take that for now. This will get us 3 fish and 3 shells. As our action, we're going to spend 3 shells to furnish, and we're going to furnish by spending 2 hide. There we go. Okay. So we need stone to take this action to clean. We need some stone to do that. And I've got a little bit of time. And we need to get up on this track 2 more times. So I think we're good, especially with the fact that we're generating a ton of we can generate a ton of hides for the furnishability. Okay, I think maybe we will. What do I need to upgrade stuff? Let's get a stick, a wood. Let's cook, and we'll cook this fish into a food and bones. And then let's spend the 2 here to get a boar and a knife. Okay, ended the second turn. For the 3rd round, we'll draw up. Okay, I think I'm going to take this person just so that I can get a set. So we're going to take that. Now this is going to gain us 1 barley plus seaweed for 3 seaweed, which is great. That's fine. Okay, we're going to do something we haven't done yet, which is going to be to trade. Trading is going to require us to spend the same resource. We can't spend mid, but the same resource X amount of times to move up on this track. So we're going to spend 2 seaweed for that. It's going to move us on the track 1 space. Then we can spend a knife to take the value underneath it. So we're going to spend a knife to get a cow. And as you can see, the cow gets us a ton of stuff when the time comes. We are going to, I think we're going to cook this boar. So let's cook the boar for 5 or for 3. So that gets cooked. 2 food, 2 hides, and a bone. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 villagers. We can save 4 of them. Any villagers we can't afford to keep, they end up leaving. They said they're done with this. So the question is, how do I want to spread this out? I think I want to clean. So we're definitely going to clean. So we're going to clean by spending the barley, the that, and that. So that's 3 things we're cleaning. We're going to remove 1 here, 2. That's all I can do. So maybe I only spend 1 of those things. We'll keep the barley. And we remove 2 things. And then we get a hut. Okay, that's the end of the turn. Pull our workers back. Flip this. I kind of want the hut, I think. So right now we can afford to keep 6 people so far. And we've got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're in a good spot. I think we're going to furnish by spending these 2 hides to move this up. We need to furnish 1 more time to complete this goal. Let's see. We could get another boar and set ourselves up for the final round. Because when we cook, we're gonna end up pushing this over anyway. So, can I upgrade something? I don't have any stone to upgrade anything, so let's get a stone. Still not really in a spot to upgrade something, but that's okay. And then we're gonna get a boar by spending these 2. I think I should be fine. I hope I calculated that right. I guess we'll see if I did or not. Okay, end of round. We're going to cook. We're going to cook the boar here. We're going to cook this boar for 3. Gets us 2 food. I might be able to cook the barley. So 2 food, a bone, and 2 hides. Yeah, it's enough. And then we are going to pay to keep our folks. So that's 3 huts and then 4 food. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that keeps all our folks. Then we're going to gain 2 midden because it's -1 there. And we're going to move on to the last round of the game. So there's 4, 3, and 2. Okay. All right, and we get our last worker here. Let's see what we got. The hut could come in handy. If I can move up on here and I can keep everybody set up, that's just a lot of points from that. So I think I may want to wait, try to do this. So we're going to place her out, and then we're going to get 2 stone. And then for each one of our water folks, we're going to gain seaweed. So let's take 3 seaweed. Okay, we've got 3 stone. Let's activate that. Wait, do I want to clean yet? I might not want to clean quite yet, because yeah, we'll clean. So we're going to spend those to activate this ability, to clean. We're going to spend the hide, the seaweed, and the barley. Whoops. To remove 2 midden and slide the tracker back 1 space. Okay, we've got 4 workers to work with. Oh, and then because we cleaned, we do get this. Okay. I need 2 more hides. If I cook this cow, I'll get a hide. So maybe we do that. We cook the cow. We'll get ourselves 2 food, a hide, and 2 bones. We're going to hunt boar for the 2 of these to get the boar. We're going to get ourselves... Do I want to upgrade? You want to try to upgrade something? We'll go here to get a stone. And then we'll craft again. And we'll craft to remove... these 2 to flip this. Gather action. So this lets us get a rabbit, a stone. We either get a stone and a wool or a rabbit, and then this gives us an additional symbol for that, which I don't know that that matters. I'm more so doing it for the points. Okay, we'll pull our workers off. So if I can get 1 more person, that's 2 sets, and that'll get us 8 points, which is right here. So we're going to get her. It's going to get us 2 barley, and we can convert a barley into 2 sticks. So we're going to do that. Just maximize our potential for the clean action. Okay. So we need to furnish, and I need to get some more. I need some more of that to furnish. So we're gonna cook this guy into 2 food, 2 of this and this. I want to see if we can upgrade a bunch of stuff this turn too. Oh geez, we pushed it off. Okay, we're going to furnish by spending these 3 to move this over. We're going to have to definitely clean here in a bit. But we've got resources to clean, so I'm not too worried about that. Let's craft, and we're going to craft this and this to flip over this. And then let's just think about, before we take our final worker placement spot and we take our final round of the round, we have 9 total. We have 4 huts here. We're definitely going to clean to give us another hut. So I think we should be in a good spot to keep everybody. Furnishing 1 more time would be dope, because that would give us a ton of points off for villagers. And any extra food we can keep is extra points at the end of the game. So if we were to furnish right now, or not furnish, we were to clean right now, we could clean 3 spots, which would move us over 3, which we can, I guess we could accommodate. But maybe can we upgrade something again? We can. So we're going to spend these 2 here, and we'll worry about that on the last round to do the cook action, which lets us cook up to 6. So we can cook a lot of stuff. Okay, final round of the game. And we could get a rabbit, or I think I want the rabbit. So we're going to discard her. That gives us 3 sticks and a rabbit. Okay. So the question is, how exactly are we going to play this out? We definitely need to clean some. We're going to go... You know what? I'm actually going to switch that around. I lied. We're going to take her instead. We're going to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of something. So we're going to get 2 shells and 3 seaweed. And we're going to get... And we're going to get a fish. Oh, and we had completed that. Okay. Okay, the first thing we're going to do, we're going to get a stone and a wool. We're going to craft by spending the stone and the shell for clean, because this becomes a much more efficient cleaning action. We're going to trade, and we're going to trade 3 seaweed to move up on this track, and then spend this to get a deer. And then I think the last action of our turn will be to to clean. And we're going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4 things. To remove 6. 1, 2, 3. I think... Or maybe I can't. Maybe I have to keep... I'll keep the food. It's fine. To remove 3 things. I think I can overspend. I should be able to. I didn't check the rulebook for that, I guess. To get us a hut. That'll be the end of our turn. So, first thing we're going to do is... what is our food situation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So if I cook something, we'll cook this rabbit for a food and some bones. No, we're not gonna cook the rabbit. We're not gonna cook the rabbit. We're gonna cook this. Although I guess that's 1, right? We could cook the rabbit. Actually, yes. We have a cooking of 7. So that was 1. We'll cook the rabbit and we'll cook the fish. That's 2 more food, a bone, and a hide. Yeah. Then we're going to feed our villagers. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we spend 5. And then we're going to gain 2 midden. The extra food helps cancel out the midden thing. And that's going to be the game. So let's count up our victory points. Like I said, getting 45 would be what we need to win. So the furnace track, we're going to get a ton of our points from this. So the furnace track, we get 2 points for every villager, plus 4 points for every set. We have 2 sets, so that's 8 points, plus, so 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Yeah, it's going to be most of our points. Trade track, we get 3. Craft, we get 2 points for all these, so 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Roofs and utensils and stone balls, we have 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points there. Food and knives, we have 2 food and a knife, so it's 3 points. Midden, we get subtracted 2 points. Our slider, we get no negative points for that. And then finally, focus cards, we got all of them, so no negative points there. 52! Heck yeah, that's the best I've done by far. So that was good. It's not the excellent score, but it's still a win, and it's my first win, especially because the game I did before this, I got 29, which was pretty bad. So 52 points, that was probably the best case scenario. So you got it. The synergies worked so well there. So, man, this resource conversion stuff is a lot of fun. It's just, you're just like, you feel smart. This game makes you feel smart. I think that's what I like about this game quite a bit. It makes you feel very clever. It makes you feel like you figured out some little trick there based on what's around. So anyway, so that's going to be it. Like I said, there are nine other of these. So there's a ton of these here that give you that asymmetry of how you want to play that out. And like the boar hunting one, the spin wool give you some cards that like let you get a bunch of wool. So that'll help you furnish if you wanted to, or trade for trading. There's another one in here. Recruit gives you extra workers each round. So you can get up to 3 more workers. And then when you upgrade it, you can put 2 small workers on the same spot. So, yeah, a lot of cool stuff here. This gives you a bit of direction, kind of lets you lean into something. And it really worked out well that we were able to get so much hide for furnishing. So, anyway, that's a playthrough of Skara Brae. Really enjoying this one. Another hit for me from Garphill. Really disappointed that the tariffs are delaying the delivery of the South Tigris expansions, because I was looking forward to those relatively soon. Maybe something will change and those will happen. But for now, I've got this to play. Very excited about this. Very happy about this. And let me know if you guys have been looking at this one. If you guys have this, you got Kickstarted. If you guys got the Anarchy and what you guys think of that one. But that's going to be it for today. Thank you guys so much for checking it out. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.